A Homestead police officer charged with a crime tonight stemming from this video. It appears to show Officer Lester Brown last year pushing a handcuffed inmate into a wall. While prosecutors say the officer used excessive force, his lawyer says there's more to the story than the video shows.
Attorney for the accused officer implying tonight that there are other motivations behind the charges brought against his client. But the state attorney says there is no doubt that what you're about to see in this video is criminal.
We're not going to tolerate this kind of behavior from our police officers. We never had, and we never will.
Tonight, a Homestead police officer surrendered himself to authorities to face charges for his actions in this video.
This should never happen in this community.
Corrections officer Lester Brown seen pushing Jose Garcia, a handcuffed man, and seemingly throwing him against the wall. Here's a different overhead angle that shows the violent impact.
As you saw on that tape, Garcia suffered a laceration to his forehead and was bleeding quite noticeably. He was then taken to the hospital and surgical glue was used to close their laceration.
The man arrested now considered a victim by the state attorney, filing charges against Officer Brown for felony battery and official misconduct for allegedly lying on his report about what happened.
Officer Brown's actions were not only improper, but they were crimes.
But tonight, Officer Brown's attorney says there's no crime here, just an unfortunate accident.
When he received a prisoner who was drunk, unsteady in his feet, made a movement with him as he was being escorted in that led my client to believe that they should put distance between himself and the person who made this movement.
He also says pending litigation between the chief of Homestead Police and the accused officer could be motivation behind the charges.
This all started with an investigation by the chief of police at Homestead, who's tried to get rid of my client before and has a lawsuit against himself personally.
I've been there 21 years as a police chief, and we have a lot of integrity with our police department, and we're not going to stand for any abuse of our citizens in our community, whether they live there or they're coming through.
All right, and the accused officer is now suspended without pay. He posted a $10,000 bond today and was released from jail.
It happened in December. The inmate Jose Garia Alvarado was arrested for disorderly intoxication and resisting arrest without violence. Miami-Dade's state attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle says Officer Brown lied on his written report about the incident, claiming Alvarado was combative and tried to attack officers. She said video contradicts those claims, showing Alvarado calmly walking in without a struggle. Brown also claimed the inmate fell forward into the wall. No one answered the door at Brown's house in Homestead Wednesday night.
It's very surprising to hear and, very unfortunate.
People who live nearby describe Brown as a great neighbor who's helpful and kind. They were surprised to learn of the allegations and see the video.
Yeah, it is tough to see that, from 1 second to the next, you know what I mean? Your whole life changes.
Brown is now charged with felony battery and official misconduct. Homestead's chief of police also condemning his officer's actions.
We're not going to tolerate this kind of behavior from our police officers.
Just released tonight in the case of a Homestead officer accused of attacking a handcuffed inmate. We're seeing new video of an earlier incident involving another suspect. Janine Stanwood is in the newsroom with the new video. Janine.
And Nicole, we're talking about former Homestead police officer Lester Brown. He just made headlines for pushing an inmate into a wall, causing that inmate to bleed. He's facing felony charges for that incident, but we are now learning that this is not the first time he's being accused of being physical with a handcuffed inmate. Check out this new video just obtained by Local 10. It shows the moments then Homestead police officer Lester Brown escorts a handcuffed woman into a booking room. The incident happened September of 2016. You can see Brown shoving that woman just arrested in that room before then pushing her down onto the ground onto a bench by the neck. After Brown is heard saying, "Don't do it," investigators say that Brown struck the arrestee, this woman, Karen Worthen, with an open hand. We learned that Brown was then immediately placed on administrative leave following that incident. The state attorney reviewed the case, declined to press charges, but requested that the Homestead Police Department handle the case internally instead. Police Chief Alexander Rolle terminated Brown, but after Brown arbitrated the case, he was then placed on 8-month suspension and was required to complete a counseling program. Brown was ultimately reinstated to his position, and he was made whole for any compensation that was lost during that 8-month suspension. This incident came 2 years prior to Brown's most recent case that we told you about in December. There he is, allegedly seen on surveillance cameras pushing another inmate, Garia Alvarado, into a wall, causing him to bleed from the head, sending him to the hospital. Right now, Brown is charged with felony battery and official misconduct. The Homestead police chief is also condemning his officer's actions.